Good evening, my fellow SAP students. What I wanted to speak to you about tonight was the software test life cycle. The software test life cycle goes hand in hand with the software development life cycle because when you develop a software package, you also need to test it. So basically, this particular model that I have here has, I think, 6 steps, and the model is so large that I was not able to put it all on one page, and for that reason, I'm just going to have to go down and as I get to the bottom. Unfortunately, it was so big I couldn't put it all on one page, so I apologize for that. The first step in the software test lifecycle was the requirement analysis, and basically you study the requirements from a testing point of view to identify testable requirements. This stage requires the stakeholder involvement. Requirements could be either functional or non-functional, and the deliverables for this is a functional feasibility report, if applicable, and an RTM. The second stage of the software test lifecycle is your test planning. And during your test planning, you determine the test and cost estimates for the project and prepare and finalize a test plan. The deliverables for this are a test plan strategy document and a front estimation document. The third step in the software test lifecycle is the test case development. And in that step, you create, verify, and rework test case and test script. Test data is identified, created, and is reviewed and then reworked as well. The deliverables are test case scripts and test data. The fourth step in the software test lifecycle is the environment setup, and you decide the hardware and software conditions under which a work product is tested. This is a critical stage of testing and can be performed in parallel with the test case development stage. And your deliverables are environment ready with test data setup and a smoke test results. The fifth step in the software test lifecycle is test execution, and the test team carry out testing based on test plans and test cases prepared. Bugs are reported back to the development team for correction and retesting to be performed. The deliverables are completed RTM with execution status, test cases uploaded with results, and defect reports. The sixth and final stage of the software test lifecycle is the test cycle closure. Testing learn to meet, discuss, and analyze testing artifacts to identify stages that have to be implemented in the future, taking lessons from the current test cycle. The idea is to move the process bottlenecks for future test cycles and share best practices for any similar projects in the future. The deliverables are test closure report and test metrics. So that's it for your software testing lifecycle, and we covered the 6 steps that needed to be covered, which are 1, the requirement analysis, 2, test planning, 3, test case development, 4, environment setup, 5, test execution, and 6, test cycle closure. I hope that you got something out of this video. Good night.